Each generation inherits the legacy of those who came before, not as a final chapter, but as an open invitation to continue the pursuit of greatness, to explore deeper mysteries, to push further boundaries, and to imagine bolder possibilities. Our triumphs have never been the work of one, but of many, a chorus of voices and a union of hands building together what no solitary figure could achieve alone, reminding us that greatness is born in collective vision and shared purpose. And so the call remains, a call not just to survive, but to rise higher, to expand the horizons of knowledge, compassion and creativity, and to leave behind not simply a record of existence, but a legacy of wonder and inspiration. For within every person lives the same flame that has carried humanity through countless ages, a flame that whispers of courage, that urges us to dream beyond the confines of today, and that insists we are destined not only to endure the world as it is, but to shape it into something far greater than ourselves. From the beginning of time, the human journey has been shaped by an instinct to survive, to find food, to protect life from the threats of nature. Yet, within that simple pursuit of existence, there has always been something deeper, something unexplainable that sets humanity apart. It is not enough for us merely to endure. Our minds and hearts constantly reach beyond necessity. This urge has propelled us from the darkness of caves to the brilliance of cities, from silence to song, from sparks struck between stones to lights illuminating entire continents. The fire that burned to keep us alive grew into the fire of curiosity, of wonder, of imagination. And with each question we dared to ask, with each challenge we accepted, the human spirit proved itself not content with survival alone, but restless for greatness, eager to uncover what lies just beyond the horizon of the possible. That quest, however, has never been without struggle. Every step forward has been shadowed by hardship, by famine, by disaster, by conflict, and by uncertainty. Yet it is in these very trials that humanity found its strength. Rather than crushing the spirit became the forge that tempered it, carving resilience into our nature. Time and again, history shows us that obstacles are not the end of progress, but the catalyst for it, teaching us to adapt, to innovate, to grow stronger with each challenge overcome. The resilience born in struggle is what allows people not only to rebuild, but to rise higher than before. And through these shared hardships, another truth revealed itself. The greatest achievements are never the triumphs of one alone, but of many united by a shared vision. Together we have built civilizations, created wonders, and pursued dreams far greater than any one mind could imagine, proving that collective strength carries us further than solitary effort could. Even now, with so much knowledge gained and so many milestones behind us, the journey is far from complete. The human spirit is restless, always yearning for more to explore, more to create, more to understand. Each generation inherits the achievements of the past, not as an end, but as a foundation upon which to build new heights. The horizon is endless, calling us to expand the boundaries of compassion, of knowledge, of imagination. And within each of us burns the same flame that has carried our species forward for countless ages, urging us to rise, to dream, and to dare. The call is not only to survive, but to transcend, to leave behind not just a record of existence, but a legacy that inspires. Greatness lies in this very pursuit, in the courage to go beyond what is known, in the willingness to face adversity with strength, and in the determination to shape a world greater than the one we were given. For beyond survival lies the essence of our humanity, the unyielding quest for greatness that defines who we are and who we are destined to become. From the earliest beginnings of human life, our story has been one of survival, of enduring the raw forces of nature, of finding food, water, and shelter to protect fragile existence. Yet, even as we struggled against the cold, the hunger, and the dangers that surrounded us, there was a deeper spark within, a force that compelled us to seek more than safety and more than endurance. We were not content with simply existing because within our spirit there was always a hunger for meaning, for growth, for greatness. That inner fire led us to harness the power of fire itself, to shape stone into tools, to carve symbols that became language, and to transform instincts into imagination. Slowly, humanity began to understand that life was not just about surviving the day, but about shaping a tomorrow. And so, from those humble beginnings, the foundation of greatness was laid. As humanity moved forward, curiosity became our compass. We looked to the skies and wondered about the stars. We gazed across oceans and dared to believe there was land beyond. We questioned the mysteries of life itself and sought answers where none yet existed. Imagination became the bridge between what was and what could be, allowing us to turn dreams into discoveries and ideas into inventions. With every step forward, new challenges arose, yet those very challenges carved strength into our character. Adversity was never a signal to stop, but an invitation to grow. From floods and droughts to wars and struggles, each hardship taught us resilience, courage, and unity. Humanity learned that obstacles are not final walls, but doorways to new possibilities. And it is in those moments of trial that our spirit showed its true brilliance, proving that greatness is born not from ease, but from the courage to endure and transform. Yet, progress has never been the work of individuals alone. The story of humanity is the story of countless voices and countless hands joining together, each contributing to the greater vision of what could be. Alone, one mind may dream, but together humanity builds, and it is in that collective pursuit that our greatest achievements are born. We built civilizations, raised monuments, created art and music, unlocked the secrets of science, and reached further than any one person could reach alone. This unity is the heartbeat of progress, reminding us that while survival may be personal, greatness is collective. It comes not from standing apart, but from standing together, from embracing the shared responsibility of lifting one another higher, and from recognizing that the truest measure of achievement is the legacy left for those who follow. Even now, with so many milestones behind us, the horizon of human potential stretches endlessly ahead. The spirit within us does not rest, for it is always drawn toward what is greater, what is unknown, and what is yet to be created. Every generation inherits not a finished story, but an open chapter, a chance to expand the boundaries of knowledge, compassion, and imagination. The call that began at the dawn of time continues to whisper today. Rise above mere existence, transcend the ordinary, and dare to dream of a future more brilliant than the present. For beyond survival lies the true essence of our humanity, the unyielding quest for greatness that has defined every age, and will define every age to come. It is a call that belongs to each of us, urging us to rise higher, to give more, to create, to endure, and to leave behind not only the record of our lives, but a legacy of wonder, courage, and inspiration for all who walk the path after us. From the first flicker of human life, our existence was defined by the struggle to endure, to withstand the harshness of nature, and to find the basic necessities of food, fire, and shelter. Yet even in those earliest moments of survival, there stirred within us something more profound. A restless force that whispered there was more to life than simply holding on. This force pushed us beyond instinct and into imagination, beyond fear and into curiosity, beyond the bare act of living and into the daring pursuit of greatness. Humanity was not content to remain hidden in caves or bound to the cycle of survival. Instead, we looked outward, questioned the world, and began to build futures that did not yet exist. In those first sparks of wonder lay the foundation for everything we have become. Curiosity became the constant companion of our journey, guiding us to explore, to discover, and to invent. We gazed upon the stars and wondered what secrets they held. We crossed oceans in fragile vessels in search of what might lie beyond, and we studied the patterns of the earth, determined to unravel its mysteries. Each discovery, each innovation, was more than a step forward. It was evidence of the human spirit's refusal to settle for less than possibility itself. Imagination allowed us to transform visions into realities, and those realities reshaped the world we knew. Yet, none of this came easily. Every stride into new territory brought challenges, and every challenge carried the risk of failure. Still, time and again, humanity chose to face those risks, to embrace uncertainty and to learn from struggle, knowing that growth lies not in comfort, but in courage. Adversity, in all its forms, became the silent teacher of progress. The storms that swept away, the famines that tested endurance, the conflicts that scarred nations, all of these trials refined our resilience and deepened our determination. We learned to rise not despite hardship, but because of it, forging strength from suffering and hope from despair. Adversity revealed that greatness is not the absence of struggle, but the capacity to turn struggle into stepping stones towards something higher. It was through these moments that we discovered our ability not just to survive what threatened us, but to transform it into fuel for our continued ascent. The story of humanity is written not in ease, but in resilience, and in the undying refusal to be defeated by the weight of challenge. At every stage of this long journey, progress has not been the triumph of one person alone, but the collective achievement of many. Humanity has always risen highest when united, when individuals set aside isolation to contribute to a shared vision of something greater. The great civilizations of history, the soaring monuments, the symphonies, the discoveries in science and medicine, the breakthroughs in technology, all have been born of collaboration, of countless hands and countless minds working in harmony. This truth reminds us that while survival may be a solitary instinct, greatness is a shared destiny. Together, we create what no single being could imagine, and it is within that unity that our truest potential comes to life. Even now, with centuries of progress behind us, the horizon stretches ever forward, calling us toward new dreams, new discoveries, and new acts of courage. The flame that burned in the hearts of our earliest ancestors continues to burn within each of us today, urging us not to settle for mere existence, but to rise beyond it. Each generation inherits the unfinished work of those before, and in our hands lies the chance to shape a future brighter than the present. Beyond survival lies the true essence of humanity, the relentless quest for greatness, the drive to explore the unknown, to expand compassion, to build, to dream, and to leave behind not just a record of life, but a legacy of inspiration. It is a call that belongs to all, reminding us that our story is never complete, and our destiny is to keep reaching, to keep striving, and to keep becoming more than we ever imagined possible. From the very beginning of human existence, life was defined by the struggle to survive. We sought food, warmth, and protection against the elements, learning to adapt to a world that was both beautiful and merciless. Yet even in this state of survival, there was something stirring within us, something that separated humanity from mere instinct. We were not satisfied with simply enduring the day. A deeper hunger emerged, a hunger for meaning, discovery, and growth. This restless flame became the foundation of our story, urging us to step beyond the confines of necessity and into the boundless realm of possibility. Curiosity soon became our greatest companion. It led us to explore the mysteries of the earth, to map the stars, to question the forces of nature, and to search for truths that were hidden from plain sight. That same curiosity pushed us across oceans, through deserts, and into uncharted lands, always seeking to understand and to expand, and to expand, and to expand. It was curiosity that inspired us to create tools, to write language, to compose music, and to weave stories that carried wisdom from one generation to the next. Each act of discovery was a declaration that humanity was meant for more than survival, that we were destined to imagine and to invent. Yet imagination alone was not enough. For every step into the unknown brought challenges that tested the very core of our being. Adversity became a constant presence, shaping the path we walked. The harshness of famine, the destruction of storms, the darkness of conflict, all pressed heavily upon us. But in those very moments of trial, we discovered resilience. Hardship became the teacher of strength, reminding us that true greatness is not the absence of struggle, but the transformation of struggle into power. Humanity learned to rise, not in spite of adversity, but because of it, growing wiser, braver, and more determined each time the world tried to hold us back. Along this journey, we came to understand that progress is never the work of one alone. Though individuals may dream, it is through collective effort dreams become reality. The greatest achievements of our history, civilizations built, monuments raised, knowledge expanded, and discoveries unlocked, were born of cooperation. Human beings have always found their truest strength in unity, in the shared pursuit of goals too great for any one person to achieve. It is this spirit of togetherness that allowed us to create wonders that stand as testaments to what is possible when humanity works as one. Even today, with centuries of achievement behind us, the journey remains unfinished. The horizon stretches ever onward, filled with questions yet to be answered, worlds yet to be explored, and dreams yet to be realized. Each generation inherits not a finished legacy, but an open invitation to continue the pursuit of greatness. Within us all lies the same flame that burned in our ancestors, the same restless drive to push boundaries, to imagine what could be, and to bring it into reality. We are reminded that life is not meant to be lived in mere existence, but in the pursuit of what lies beyond it. And so, the call remains as strong as ever. Beyond survival lies the essence of our humanity. The courage to dream, the strength to endure, the wisdom to unite, and the determination to transcend. Greatness is not a gift reserved for the few, but a birthright shared by all waiting to be awakened in those who dare to rise above the ordinary. The human spirit has always been restless, always yearning, always striving, and it is this spirit that ensures our story is never complete. For as long as we live, the quest will continue, carrying us ever closer to the greatness that defines who we are and who we are yet to become. From the dawn of our existence, life was governed by the primal need to endure. We hunted, we gathered, we sheltered ourselves from the storms and the beasts, and in doing so we carved a fragile space within the wilderness to simply survive. Yet even in those earliest days, there was something more stirring within the human heart. Beyond the drive for food and safety, there arose a longing to understand, to shape, and to transcend. We were never content with survival alone, for within us burned a restless flame that whispered of horizons yet unseen and possibilities yet unimagined. As this flame grew brighter, curiosity became our constant guide. It led us to wonder what lay beyond the next hill, to study the stars in the night sky, and to uncover the secrets written in the patterns of nature. Curiosity demanded that we look deeper, that we question what we saw, and that we seek meaning where none seemed apparent. This simple, unrelenting desire to know more pushed humanity forward, allowing us to step beyond instinct and into awareness, transforming survival into exploration. Every question asked was a seed of greatness, and every answer uncovered was proof that our destiny was not to stand still, but to journey ever forward. With curiosity came imagination, the bridge between what was and what could be. Imagination allowed us to dream of worlds not yet real, to create tools before we needed them, to build stories before we could write them, and to compose music before we understood melody. Through imagination, we painted visions of the future and then dared to bring them to life. To life. It is imagination that turns sparks into fire, rocks into monuments, and silence into symphonies. Without it, survival would have been the end of our story. But with it, survival became only the beginning. Yet no journey toward greatness has ever been without trial. Every step forward was shadowed by adversity, and every generation faced storms that threatened to break the spirit. Famine, conflict, loss, and hardship pressed against us, testing our resolve. But adversity proved to be the silent teacher of progress, shaping resilience within us, and teaching that greatness is not the absence of struggle, but the triumph born through it. Humanity discovered again and again that challenges are not chains to hold us down, but fires to refine us, giving strength where there was weakness and courage where there was fear. As we faced these trials, we learned another truth, that greatness is rarely the work of one alone. The most enduring achievements of our history have always been collective, born of shared effort and shared vision. Civilizations rose not through the labor of a single hand, but through countless hands working together. Knowledge expanded not through one voice, but through many, carried across generations like a torch. In unity, we built bridges and cities, composed symphonies, and unlocked the mysteries of science. Survival may be solitary, but greatness is a shared destiny, born of cooperation, and the recognition that together we rise further than we ever could alone. Even now, with so many milestones behind us, the horizon remains unending. Each generation inherits not a finished story, but an open chapter, a canvas upon which to create, discover, and expand. The human spirit does not rest, for it is forever restless, forever yearning for more compassion, more knowledge, more beauty, more truth. We are called to keep seeking, to keep daring, to keep believing that there is always something beyond what we know today. The quest is never finished, for the horizon only shifts further as we approach it, reminding us that progress is infinite, and so is our potential. And so, the call to rise beyond survival is as urgent now as it was at the dawn of time. To live is not merely to exist, but to strive, to imagine, to unite, and to transcend. Greatness lies not in comfort, but in courage, not in ease, but in endurance, not in isolation, but in unity. The human spirit, restless and determined, carries within it the power to shape not only its own destiny, but the destiny of generations to come. Beyond survival lies the essence of our humanity, a flame that refuses to fade, a quest that refuses to end, and a legacy that calls each of us to rise higher than we ever believed possible.